For this video, I'm going to show how to migrate user data and settings using the User State Migration tool, USMT. And I guess the use case or the situation would be if you have an old computer and the user bought a new computer and they want to transfer their stuff and make sure to have all their data, then just a side-by-side installation. Side-by-side migration where you get the old one and put onto the new one, and then the user would be happy that they have all their stuff on the new computer that they bought. So first we're going to need to get into the environment that we could start the transfer. So you're going to need Windows 80K, which I showed in a different video, Windows kits, and it's just a command line, pretty much deployment and imaging tools environment. Actually, I should run as admin. Alright. So to find the user state migration tool, we got to go back one in our path, so cd change directory dot, and so now we're on our 80K. So let's look at the directory, and here it is, user state migration tool. So just do cd view tab, and it auto completes. Just click enter, and now we're in that file path. I'm just going to clear the screen. Now let's look at the directory in here. So there's 3 AMD 64, so 64-bit for Intel and AMD processors, ARM for ARM processors, and an x86 for 32-bit. So we want to go into the AMD 64 one and clear it again. Now let's look what's in it. So we have a bunch of files. So I just want executable ones, so just do dir wildcard star.exe, and now we only get the exe files. And the only ones I'm interested in are scan state, which lets me back up user data profile, and then load state to recover it. So you can look up the commands to do for backing up, but let's say like start off scan state, and then you want to back it up onto the server, then it'd be you do like / whatever your server name is, so server name whatever, and then / whatever the file is, so like backup. Not the file, the shared folder is backup. But I'm not going to do server, so I'm just going to do scan state, whoops, C : whoops, backup. And it's doing it. So that's if you want very basic, but honestly you should do scan state / backup and then do /i, and to include some things. And so there's like mig app.xml, and that's for application settings. There's mig docs.xml, it's for doc settings and locations. And then there's Migrate User .xml, which is for user settings. And then you have config .xml, and that one you have to create yourself, and that's using like a gen config. And basically what this XML file does is that you're choosing which items to exclude in the backup. Like imagine they had like a terabyte of music or somewhere. You don't want to back up all that. So you just do /:, and then it's not case sensitive or anything, so you could just do makeapp.xml, and then just if you want to include the other ones, make docs.xml, and you don't have to do the last one, make user, because it's automatically going to be created unless you put it in the config.xml thing to exclude it, but I'm just going to include it just to show. You could also do /o, and that's to overwrite any files that are already that are in the backup folder here. Another switch you could add is /vsc, which is volume shadow copy, and that allows you to back up any data that's being currently in use. So it's useful if you're doing this on a lab computer, but you wouldn't need to do /vsc if you're doing Windows PE. Oh, and it also allows you to back up encrypted files. But if you weren't an administrator to decrypt them or whatever, then you could do EFS skip to skip over the encrypted files. Let's see what else. There's also the /UI switch, which allows you to specify, the user, whatever, instead of backing up all the users. And basically there's just a lot more that you could do. So just look at the scan state syntax that's published online. Anyway, I'm gonna run this. This is where we use the /o to overwrite. Alright, because I did it earlier in the video. So you can see it's backing up different users, and when it's done, I'm going to show load state, and load state's what you do on the destination computer. So like I said, if you had an old computer and a new one, this is the scan state you'd use on the old computer, and then the load state you do on a new computer. If I don't get to show the load state later, you just type in load state, and it has different things you could look up of what to do, but you should do definitely /lac to create a local account, because that's important. Because if you're not doing it by domain, then that's what you should do. And when you do that, you should also do /lae to enable it, because it just by default makes it disabled. So anyway, let's check. So here's the backup, and this is where it's going to be all the stuff. It's still doing it though. So all you have to do really is just get this folder, put it on a flash drive or whatever, wherever you want to send it, and then have it on the new destination folder. And then when you have that, and this is done and everything, then you do the load state, and you mention this this folder, and then I'll be able to get all the user data and settings. So anyway, that's how to migrate user data and settings using user state migration tool.